Is your breakfast really nourishing you or just comforting you? Hello, and welcome back to the podcast. Before we talk about goals, productivity, motivation, or mindset, I want to invite you into a much quieter moment. A moment that happens almost every single day, often without thought, without reflection, without pause. The moment you choose your breakfast. For many of us, that moment looks the same. A box pulled from the shelf, a bowl placed on the counter, the familiar sound of cereal pouring in, milk following after. It feels harmless, comforting, almost automatic. But today, I want to gently ask a deeper question. Is your breakfast actually nourishing you, or is it simply comforting you? This isn't about guilt. It's not about cutting things out or labeling foods as good or bad. It's about awareness. Because wellness rarely begins with restriction, it begins with understanding. Recently, Harvard Health Publishing took a close look at hundreds of popular cereals, and what they found quietly challenged many beliefs we've carried for years. And the most important thing they revealed wasn't just about cereal. It was about how we start our day, physically, mentally, and emotionally. Let's begin with honesty. Cereal is deeply loved. Even the author of the Harvard article openly admits he loves cereal, not just as breakfast, but sometimes as dessert. And he's not alone. In the United States, more than a quarter of children eat ready-to-eat cereal most mornings, and nearly half of adults eat cereal at least once or twice a week. Cereal has been sold to us as the responsible choice, fortified, light, efficient, a symbol of modern health. But wellness doesn't live on the front of a box. It lives in how the body responds afterward. When researchers examined more than 600 popular cereals, a clear pattern emerged. Many of the biggest names in the cereal aisle were high in added sugar, low in protein, and often surprisingly low in fiber, the very nutrient cereal is praised for providing. Now pause with that for a moment. Fiber slows digestion. Protein stabilizes blood sugar. Together, they create steadiness, the kind of energy that lasts through the morning. Sugar, on the other hand, creates a quick rise followed by a sharp fall. That fall often shows up as irritability, mental fog, sudden hunger, or fatigue by mid-morning. Many people experience this daily without ever connecting it to breakfast. And then there's the calorie illusion. Cereal boxes often list 120 to 150 calories per serving. But the serving size is much smaller than the bowl most of us use. In reality, it's very easy to pour a 300-calorie bowl without realizing it, often without feeling full or satisfied. This isn't about calories being bad. It's about calories arriving without nourishment. Another quiet truth revealed by the research is this. For many cereals, the real nutrition doesn't come from the cereal at all. It comes from what you pour on top, usually milk. The protein, calcium, and nutrients often credited to cereal are frequently delivered by the milk instead. That raises an important question. If a food depends on something else to become nourishing, is it really the foundation we think it is? You might assume cereals have improved over time, that awareness has pushed companies to do better. But a 2025 study looking at 1,200 cereals marketed to children found the opposite trend. Over the years, these cereals contained more sugar, more sodium, and more fat, while protein and fiber steadily declined. That matters because breakfast is not just food, it is a signal. It tells the body whether the day will be steady or reactive, calm or chaotic, supported or strained. When children and adults begin their day with foods designed for stimulation rather than nourishment, they learn to associate energy with sweetness instead of stability. That pattern doesn't disappear. It follows us into work, relationships, and stress responses. This is where health becomes philosophy. A breakfast high in sugar but low in protein trains us subtly to chase quick fixes. A breakfast that is steady and grounding trains us to trust consistency. Wellness is built from rhythms, not resolutions. Now, here's the important part. This does not mean cereal must disappear from your life. Harvard Health doesn't suggest elimination, it suggests awareness. If cereal remains part of your routine, certain qualities matter. Whole grains as the first ingredient, at least 2.5 grams of fiber per serving, minimal added sugar, low sodium, and ingredient lists that resemble real food rather than chemical formulas. Portion awareness also matters more than we think. Measuring a serving, even once, can reset perception. It brings consciousness back into an unconscious habit. Pairing cereal with protein, like yogurt, nuts, seeds, or high-protein milk, can change how the body responds. Digestion slows, energy steadies, cravings soften. But I want to step beyond nutrition for a moment, because breakfast is a mirror. How we feed ourselves in the quiet moments of the morning often reflects how we treat ourselves throughout the day. Do we rush? Do we numb? Or do we support? Wellness isn't about perfection, it's about alignment. When we begin the day with nourishment instead of stimulation, something subtle shifts. The nervous system relaxes, focus sharpens. We become less reactive, not because life is easier, but because we are steadier. This is the power of small, repeated choices. So, tomorrow morning, when you stand in front of that familiar box, pause for just one breath. Not to judge, not to deny yourself comfort, just to ask a gentler question. Is this feeding my body or just my habit? Because awareness doesn't take joy away, it gives it depth. And health, quietly and patiently, is built one mindful morning at a time. Thank you for listening. Until next time, eat consciously, live gently, and let your mornings support the life you want to live.